So, obviously this is in New Zealand, but we're becoming a very global community. Well, mainly the West is becoming a, even though New Zealand and Australia are very far away, they're part of Western civilization. And what one does, all of us start doing, So, like, New Zealand mobile carriers block 8chan, 4chan, and LiveLeak, right? Because the guy posted, so following the Friday mass shooting in Christchurch, New Zealand, multiple internet service providers in the country have blocked access to websites that distribute gruesome content from the incident. Now, the main thing is, it doesn't matter about this whole article. I just wanted to, show you it, right? But New Zealand's having a very knee-jerk reaction in the same way America did after 9/11. Like I said, UK, another European country, we're kind of used to like having a bit of terrorism. Bit used to it, Found a few things. Go on. America has mass shootings, but all the time. Well, they didn't. Well, actually, I think there was like the history of mass shootings is interesting. That's something I want to look into because I swear it didn't start until like. I swear there weren't as many like way back in the 80s. I think it was the 90s or so. I might don't hold me on that. But obviously because of the alt-right narrative that's pushed onto this thing, this guy, this lunatic megatroll is all I could describe him as, because like he's played the media. But anyway, let's not focus on that. But they're having a knee-jerk reaction to it, so I can understand why they were like. Because they haven't had this sort of shit going before, and it's new to them. Like I said, my brother's out there, and he said, brother lives out there, and he's like, they shut all the schools down and everything. Like when Dunblane happened, they just shut all the fucking schools down in the UK. We had a knee-jerk reaction ourselves actually, because we banned all firearms. So did Australia. So this is kind of a knee-jerk reaction to this, but it also is an interesting point to put across is that you can't be censoring websites because they're sharing stuff. News outlets are allowed to share videos and horrendous stuff, and they do all the time. Have done for fucking as long as I can remember, and will continue to do so. So why is it not allowed for young people? I can understand why. I can understand the moral thought behind it, but the problem is that when you start allowing for this stuff to happen, they start banning people, banning whole websites from spreading information. Then what are we becoming? What is a Western world civilization becoming? Well, exactly what they want it to be, like a communist dictatorship. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to have a government firewall over our internet, but that's gonna be coming. It's coming. Like I said, I'm always looking. I've been seeing stuff looking ahead, and I'm like, oh, okay. Now the one way, obviously, it's kind of impossible to ban 8chan, 4chan, and LiveLeak because we have VPNs. I mean, they use it in China. They use VPNs. They use VPNs in, I don't know about North Korea. I think they still got fucking dial-up. But they use it across the, everyone uses VPNs. Everyone's pushing VPNs. Now this is the interesting thing. So if they wanted to regulate the internet, which they are going to start doing more and more and more, what they'll do is they'll have to get rid of VPNs, because VPNs allow you to look at anything from all around the world. VPNs allow the Chinese to see outside of their firewall, which is beneficial for them. Well, they won't want that if they want to ban certain things, if they want to ban certain websites. If, let's say, here's an example. And I hate to bring him into this because I don't like referencing him, but I'm gonna have to. So it's Tommy Robinson, as you know, the world's top opportunist. Whatever you think about him, but let's use him as an example. So he's been deplatformed from, most of them except YouTube. YouTube's most likely to be coming because, like, if they get rid of Alex Jones, why wouldn't they get rid of Tommy Robinson? And I say that because Alex Jones is more entertaining, and there's so much conspiracy shit on YouTube. It's just silly. But then again, Alex Jones, they think, had influence over people voting for Donald Trump. So there is that whole thing, I guess. I don't know, whatever. But so they boot Tommy Robinson off YouTube. Now they want to totally deplatform Tommy Robinson, but they can't get rid of his website, because you can buy websites of all kinds of people. But they could ban his website, they could ban his website. there's capabilities of doing things. So they could block the website. And then people would say, well, and Tommy Robinson would be like, well, use this VPN and then you can bounce yourself to Moldova and watch my content. So what are they going to do? Well, they'd have to ban VPNs. And they could think of all sorts of reasons to ban VPNs. In fact, I could write the fucking hit piece right now before it even comes out. So here's my VPN hit piece. This is me talking from the past here. This is the future. I'm predicting this. So they'll ban VPNs. Right. And do you know how they'll sell it? Oh, it's very easy. Go on YouTube and look at sort of the characters who've been assassinated by the press for being part of the alt-right or part of the dark web or whatever it is, and look at how many of them promote VPNs, get sponsored by VPN companies. There's a lot of them, I've seen loads of. Just think about all the times you've seen VPNs being advertised, and think about who's done it, and think about how many times those people have been slandered for being alt-right or far-right or white supremacist or part of the dark web, the dark web, whatever it is, the dark intellectual web or whatever it is, intellectual dark web, that's the one. Think about all those ones, right? That's how they'd use it, going, they are sponsored, they are promoted mainly by far-right supremacist YouTube channels. That's how they'd sell it. The media would be complicit, so the media would attack them first, and then the government would come in and saying, oh, well, far-right extremism's on the rise according to MI5. It's is it really? Where's the evidence? Some guy was mean to an immigrant the other day and stabbed him. It's right, so this is terrorism now. And now, not demean, I'm not belittling that as an incident being a problem, but it's not ISIS, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So it's not ISIS, it's not Combat 18 level shit, right? It's not the Nazis. I mean, they were pretty big. So that's the way they promote it. So they do that, and MI5 will go, well, we need to stop the rise of this. Oh, the VPNs, you say? VPNs? What's a VPN? Right. Well, they're outlawed, and then they'll outlaw VPNs. And then you won't be able, and then you will be fucking deplatformed, my son. I should work for MI5. I really should. If I was on the side where it doesn't affect me, and I could just be fucking evil and just go, let's do this and let's do this. Let's stop them from doing. I'd fucking enjoy it. I'd be good at it too. I'd be good at it. And that's all you got to know about yourself. Just think, would you do it? Would you enjoy it? Would you be good at it? Right. Well, someone else is doing it, and someone else is good at it. So come on, man. But I'm predicting that the ban on VPNs, because it's all coming. It's they're going to regulate everyone. They're going to listen everywhere. They're listening to me now. Probably, but at least someone's listening. Listen to my podcast, for God's sake. I don't even care if it gets me put on some sort of watch list. Just someone fucking listen to it. I'm joking, of course. I don't want to be on a watch list. I'm like, world's hottest man watch list. Anyway, that's my prediction, because it's just this snowball's rolling. I'm telling you, the first time I saw someone get arrested for putting a tweet after the riots, the worldwide, Britain-wide riots, but mainly the London riots, the last ones, the good ones. I got so many pairs of Gucci socks after. No, what was it Gucci? No, Armani socks. Got loads of pairs of Armani socks after that. I didn't steal them. Someone sold them to me. I've just admitted to accepting stolen goods. But I don't know if they're stolen. It just happened to have loads of Armani socks came on the scene after that. I don't know if it had anything to do with it. I don't know. But I'm just lying. I've never owned. I don't even know what Armani is. What's an Armani? No idea. I've totally lost what I was saying. I can't remember. No, so the first time, I seen, like I said, there was a guy. He basically tweeted out oh, I'm headed down the right. It was yo, I'm headed down the right. Is anyone coming? Sort of along those lines. He got about 2 years in jail. I don't know how long he actually spent in jail, but he definitely got sentenced to 2 years. Now, I know someone who killed someone who got less than that. Right? Manslaughter. So what's that all about? That was around, what was it, 2011 or 2012? 2000, was it right? 2000? I think it's 2011. Yes, it was. I still had my studio in the shed, and that was 2011 when I last had that. So I'm just thinking. So that's the first time I looked at it, and I'm just going, what's this all about? And ever since then, just more things and more things and more things, and the snowball's been going boo, boo, boo. But I never predicted, didn't predict that they'd start shutting people down that were dissenting against popular opinion, or dissenting against government decisions, or dissenting against mainstream media narratives. It's just anyone who's sort of dissenting is now being labelled. They're being labelled this way, right? So they're labelled as, the usual monikers of alt-right or whatever it is. So they're labelled like that. And then the government say things are happening, and MI5 come out and say, oh, there's this far-right extremism. Oh, by the way, these are far-right people, and these are mouthpieces for the far-right. And I'm not talking about Tommy Robinson. I'm not talking about Britain First. I'm not talking about actual people who've come from a far-right place. I'm talking like literally all kinds of motherfuckers. Comedians, like just PewDiePie, for fuck's sake. PewDiePie. It's insane. So like they're labeling all these different people, and slowly but surely, and because they've had the terrorism bills are in place, and all these different things are just compiling together to just totally shut down anything that goes against the grain, anything that goes against like a system. And it's when you start looking at it from that perspective, but still trying not to like fully spin your mind out into a vortex of conspiracy nutterdom. Like it's very difficult because it's like, but so much is happening. It's just hit piece after hit piece, and so much news is just not factual and just outright lies. So look at this advertising that keeps playing on here. Giving them free advertising. Fuck you. But it's like there's just so much. It's just one thing after another these days, and it's like, well, what the fuck is going on? It's like, could someone explain to me what's going on again? It's it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy times. I don't know what to make of it. I'm just like, But yeah, it just does seem just gonna get less and less free. Many people have their theories about why it's happening and what's going on. The fact is, news outlets are dying. They need clicks. They're not getting clicks. So they have invested interest in shutting down. People who just do what I do from a room. Look at Tim Pool. Tim Pool is someone that they'd want to shut down. He literally he's got more journalistic integrity than the lot of them put together, and he just does it from his fucking room. Just does it from the house. Like, they can't compete with that because they have to spend all this money, and they have to have offices, and they have to have all this, and they just have to make stuff up now. And if it suits them to shut people down, then they will be complicit. So I don't know if it's the government and the media are sort of complicit with each other and are working together in some big web of conspiracy, or the government, are pressurizing them, or it's the other way around, or they are pressurizing the government and they're affecting and infiltrating the government, the media. I kind of swing into that way. In a way, I don't know. But then you look at what happened in America. It's like, well, what's going on? It's like, are they two different forces that kind of have the same sort of goal? Or are they together, or is one influencing the other, or is it all coincidental? I don't know. What do you have a chat about it down the rubber dub? Why don't you?